Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, she liked their granola so much that she bought the company. The great story of White Rock Granola, next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, if you like something enough, you double down, which is what my next guest did with granola. I mean, you think to yourself, granola, yeah, we all love granola, but to buy the company that you love so much, that's my next guest's journey. Andrea Ridout is in the studio. She's with White Rock Granola. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, hey, Jeff, how are you?
Very good. And we're old friends because we've known each other for many years. And if the name Andrea Ridout sounds familiar, it's because she's been in your home on TV and radio for more than a decade.
Long time, yeah. It was a while ago. I always tell everybody I'm too old and fat now. But
No. Well, let's talk about granola. Okay, so tell us your experience with White Rock Granola.
So I used to own, or I was the co-founder of Rooster Home and Hardware, which is in East Dallas. And it's a kind of funky hardware store. We had chickens and a live rooster that lived in the store. And I sold a lot of local products. I loved supporting local brands. And one of those was this branding. It's called White Rock Granola. And literally it was made right down by the shores of White Rock Lake by a wonderful lady, Renee Latour. And she was a chef and had created these fabulous flavors. And I was hooked, man, on the granola. So after I had sold the company, I didn't have a lot to do. And I happened to be at the farmer's market. It was right before COVID started. And I think it was actually the last weekend that the farmer's market was open. And I ran into Renee I was picking up some granola. So I had some, nobody knew how long the market was going to be closed down. So I was getting my stash, see? And sat down and visited with my old friend, and she confided in me that she was really wanting to retire and that maybe COVID was the time to do that. She was thinking of even closing down the company. And I'm like, hey, you can't do that, because where am I going to get my granola fix, man?
Wow. Well, I mean, I like the local pizza place down the street, but I don't buy the company. So, so did your friend say, what are you doing? Or
kind of, that was it. She's like, she wanted to sell the business to a woman. She was very motivated to do that. And I happen to be a woman. And I also love local brands. I'm very eco-friendly, and she was also very environmentally motivated. And so I think all those things that we had in common made it a natural transition. And I actually worked with her all the rest of that year. She and her husband, Mark, moved to Arkansas. They have a lovely home now on, like 10 acres. It's gorgeous. And she's always sending me pictures of deer in her yard.
Yes.
But so the rest of that year until they moved, I worked with them. My son came up and helped, and it was just a lot of fun learning the granola business. I'd never known anything about it.
Okay, more on her incredible story in a minute, but we found this great overview video. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Okay. My name is Andrea Ridout, and I own White Rock Granola in Dallas, Texas. With the help of family and friends, I launched this company during the height of the pandemic in November of 2020, and we've come a long way since those early days. Our granola is now sold in over 100 locations, including Central Market, Jumbo Foods, Cox Farms Market, Mardell Bookstores, and it's served in corporate headquarters like Verizon, the Container Store, Chase Bank, and Wingstop. You'll even find us on the U.S. Military PX website, as well as in the market and cafeteria at Southern Methodist University. My team and I are passionate about granola, and we strive constantly to make it even better. Our 7 amazing flavors are loaded with superfoods, plus they're truly delicious.
From our fan favorite orange maple to our award-winning C4 explosion, from our chocolate almond made with real French cocoa to our honey-based Gorilla A-Go-Go, you've never tasted granola like this before. Just ask our very loyal customers who praise our products and have given us a 5-star rating. We're so excited for the future and just signed the lease on our own facility that will allow us to increase production tenfold while also becoming more sustainable. Our new kitchen is powered by renewable energy. We recycle and compost our production waste and deliver our granola in eco-friendly vehicles. We're also modifying our packaging to a biodegradable pouch that will be even more eco-friendly. Yes, we're making lots of improvements, but one thing that won't change is the amazing granola that got us here in the first place. One taste and you'll know why I'm proud to be a granola maniac.
I love it. And I know one of the things that you're passionate about is making sure that granola is not just for breakfast anymore.
Exactly. So I was actually at SMU about a year ago, and I was handing out samples to all the students there in the cafeteria. And a couple of them said to me, well, see, we have it in a big pot down there on the lunch line, and so they can take a scoop. So a couple of the kids said, you know what we do? We scoop it up and we throw it in a Ziploc bag and we eat on it all afternoon. And so I thought, well, there's an idea there, and I'm always looking for new ideas. And so I went home, and I was actually watching Shark Tank that night, and they were talking about all these cute, fun brands, kind of catchy, and I thought, snacking granola, snackola. And I texted my attorney. I have a wonderful attorney, Parul Das, and I texted Parul and I said, hey, snackola, is that branding available? And so for the next couple of days, we're texting back and forth. Well, it took almost a year to get the trademark, but we just got it in December.
Wow.
So we're coming out with snackola, which is a new snacking granola.
I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I love your marketing. I mean, you're just a marketing whiz. We're going to show your website, and as we scroll down the website, let's talk about the different flavors, and how do you come up with the new flavors?
So on the website, you can see the 7 flavors that we're known for. Orange maple, the one there at the top of the screen, that's our top seller. And these are kind of in order of sales, I guess you could say. But that one is just like crazy. At Central Market, I mean, it's our absolute leader. The Lovers Lane Central Market goes through a case or two of that a week. But anyway, so in building Snackola, we wanted to honor those vintage flavors, but also come up with something new, something that made a good snack. What is something that you could have a little bag of it and get a boost of energy after you go to the gym or while you're in class, or maybe you want a little bit of yogurt and have just the right amount to pour on top.
Right.
So we chose 3 of our top sellers, and we wanted them to be a little different. So it was actually that same day when I was at SMU, one of the students said, you need a flavor that's kind of a combo of chocolate and peanut butter, like the proverbial candy that we won't mention. And so we came up with a new flavor that's called Double Trouble, and it's a combo of those 2. We actually bake peanut butter granola, and then we bake chocolate granola, and after they're baked, we combine them. And so you get bites of both of those flavors, and it's delicious. Texas Kick is the other one that's going to be the big leader, I think. It's got a little heat to it.
Okay.
So you've never had hot granola before, and this one's got a little kick.
I love it. And she also has chutzpah, because I know when you bought the company, I think they were already in a few central markets, but they weren't in the Lovers Lane Central Market, and you just kind of marched in there and said,
That's right.
You need to stock
it. Yeah, I said to the bakery manager, we're actually in the bakery at all the central markets. They like having us because it's kind of homemade looking, so it's kind of homey. And so I just went up to the bakery manager. I said, hey, we're doing really well in your other stores. Why aren't we in this store? Because this was the closest to our bakery. And so she said, well, bring me some samples and let's see what we can do. And sure enough, they're our top store now, and we love it because they're right down the street from us.
But it's not easy. It's not like I could start baking pies in my kitchen and go to Central Market and get my pies on their shelves? I mean, there's a whole process.
There is a process, yes, for sure. And paperwork is my nemesis, so it's always a challenge for me.
Yeah.
But, you know, the big thing is you have to follow guidelines. You have to have a commercial kitchen where you're baking your products. And so there is kind of a process, and that's what I'm enjoying. I know you and I kind of reconnected at this class I'm doing at UTD, and it's what I'm enjoying about that is helping the students learn what are those processes. How do I retail a product? How do I open a store or you know, start a business of my own? And so it's that 40 years of experience, as you all know, that helps us do these things.
Yeah, well, I'm so inspired by you, and you have new packaging. Let's go ahead and put that. Put the new packaging on the screen so people can see this. Tell us about the redesign and why you decided to go this way.
Well, I'll brag a little. My son Sully is a graphic artist, and he did the logo for me. And then I have a wonderful artist out in California who's helping me with the rest of the design, and we're just about finished. We're just about to kick it off to the company that's going to make the pouches.
And they're fun colors. I mean,
yes, we wanted fun. We wanted crazy, fun, silly, and you know, granola is, it's been around since the Kellogg's came out with it back around the turn of the last century. And so we wanted something bright and alive and very up-to-date and fun. And that's why we're coming out with the fun new names. The three names that we have are Double Trouble, Texas Kick, and then Boho Bites is going to be kind of our new version of the Orange Maple, the one that's our big seller now.
I love it.
And
Well,
so all fun.
Let's look out over the next few years. Where do you see this going? You know, is this a global brand? I mean, after you conquer the U.S., are we going into England? And
Absolutely, we would love to. You know, it's funny, the United States eats a ton of granola. Canada, though, is a monster for granola. They love granola. So we hope to go into Canada and Mexico, and then gradually move out. You know, I'm, of course, of European descent, so I'd love to see granola on the shelves in Scotland and England and you know, everywhere else. So I think it's a great brand. People love it because it's a nice high energy snack. So wherever you are, it does that for you.
Well, congratulations on your success, and you're such a wonderful brand ambassador. It's nice that with all of your television and radio background that you can be the person to shout this from the mountaintops.
Well, thank you, Jeff. It's so good to reconnect with you.
Bet.
Take
That's
care.
it for now. We're going to end with her website, which is White Rock Granola.
It's a little tongue twister.
WhiteRockGranola.com. The great Andrea Ridout. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.